We made a 5-shaped star box like this. Now I'm very sorry about this angle we've got going on here. The problem is that the camera I was using has decided it has no memory in it now, so I'm having to upload all that onto YouTube. So in the meanwhile I'm going to use my phone, and my phone is, yes, if you could see how my phone is actually set up to video this, you would laugh. Okay? Anyway, so what you need for this box is you need, this is going to be a 6-pointed box we're going to do this time, and I found this template. Now this template is not the one that you need. This template is one for a completely different box. However, I will try and rejig it and put the actual template on my blog, okay? So what you need to do is you get your template, cut it out. I really hope this camera's not going to fall down because it's a bit wobbly. Anyway, we'll try our best. And then you want to stick your template onto your card that you're using, tape it down and draw around it. Obviously making note of where all your little points are, where your tabs are, etc. Okay? When you've done that, you want to take the tape off, obviously. And then you should then have your template drawn out. Then what you want to do is cut round it. So I'm going to pause it, I'm going to cut round it and come back to you in a moment. Right, once you've cut it out, it should look a bit like this. Now, as you can see up here, obviously I've cut round the outside, but on your template you've got these little tabs. So you need to go around and do those tabs. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to score from here up to here, and I'm going to score all the way around. I haven't cut these little notchy bits out yet, okay? So I'm just going to score first and then I'm going to cut out. Right, so once you've scored all your tabs, you end up with something like that. So then you can go around and cut those little notches out. So basically follow your score lines and cut the notches out. So I'm going to do that next. So then you end up with that, okay? Right, now what we're going to do is where you've marked along the top, now make sure, well this is actually the bottom, but anyway, yeah, when you see the template it'll all make sense. But along the bottom, this is your actual section marks as opposed to your halfway lines. Okay, so you just need to go and score along all of those lines, going all the way along. Here. Oops. So when you've done that, you should end up with that. Now this bit on the end obviously is your tab, so I'm going to notch that out now quickly. So we know that's the tab. Now on my original template, those of you eagle-eyed people will have noticed I didn't have a tab. But when I came off I realised before I cut this out I need to add a tab in, so that's what I've just done. Hence why we now have a tab. Hurrah! Right, so now what you need to do is your halfway marks, you need to score them like you did on the 5-pointed star, from that middle point to the corner, from the middle point to the other corner, all the way along, so you end up with that zigzaggy thing. Okay, so I'm going to do that now. I'll do the first one and then I'll do the rest off screen, just so that my video doesn't conk out on me. So like that, and then from there. It's also quite difficult because I need to put my head in the way, and I can't put my head in the way. Otherwise all you're going to see is my head. I think it's about there. Yeah, there we go. So that's the first one done. Okay, so I'm going to carry on doing that all the way along. So there we have it, all nicely scored. Now the only other scoring line I've got to do left is this one here, just across there. So I'm going to quickly score that. And then you're ready to go. Now, one thing I have forgotten to do in the midst of all this is to stick my panels on. However, I have cut them out previously. So, for this one, I am using... Oh, she says, dropping things on the floor. Oh dear. I know it's upside down. It's probably that way around, isn't it? North Pole papers, Dovecraft North Pole papers. These were from 2015. Really nice range of papers, as you can see. Some really nice designs. I hope this is the right way around. I hope it's not upside down. I have no way of knowing. So I'll do it both ways and then we'll get it right, hopefully. You never know. I'm really not into this video thing, I have to say. Can you tell? Anyway, so these are my little panels that I've already cut out, okay? So I've done, because I've got 6 sides, I've done 3 different colours. Now, I really should have put them on first before I did my scoring. But we're going to give it a go anyway and see how we get on. Now I need to remember, this is my top and this is my bottom. So where this base is, obviously the base is the bottom, but my head keeps telling me that's the top and it's not. It's not. So I'm now going to stick these on, okay, these bits of backing paper, and I shall come back to you in a minute. Right, so there we go, stuck all my panels on. Now, what I'm going to try and do now is turn it over. Obviously you can still see your fold lines. So now I'm going to start folding across all my lines. If you have trouble, if you do what I've just done and you have trouble, then what you can do is use a ruler in order to fold everything up. Probably do these lines first, the flat ones. There we go, like that. That's easy anyway. And then for the triangular bits, you might be best to use a ruler and just, let's see if you can see it, but just go from the corner to the bottom, and then hopefully where your line is, it'll just, do you know what I mean? So you can do that if you want. I'm just going to wing my way through. That's the other way, that's that one, like that. It's not too bad. If you use a thinner paper, then you should be able to get away with it. I use then this paper isn't, it's 160 GSM I think, something like that, so it's not really thick. I mean, it's a decent weight, but it's not so thick that you're going to battle to get the folds in. So there we go. Fold it all the way along, like that. Oh. Like that. Okay, so that's your folds. Once you fold all your flaps, and then what you want to do is get some tape. Put some tape on all your flaps and your tab here. Right, so there we go. That's all my tape. Now I know my tape's a little bit bigger than my tab, so that's fine. I'm going to sort that out in a minute. Right, your next bit is to do your holes. So, like I said before, I'm going to put the 2 bits together. Where the where the top of the triangle is, that's where you want to do it. Okay. So again, 2 together in there, and you keep going. So I'm going to do that now. Right, there we go. All my holes are punched. So now I just need to put the thing together. So, just need to work around your base. Sticking it all on. Okay, now so I can't do that one, so I'm going to go this way. That'll be the last one. Nice. And then my tape's a bit big, that's fine. It's only the only tape I had on me at the time, so that's what we're using. That. Okay. So if you can't see, I'm trying to see myself. Not see myself, but I'm trying to see it myself. Okay, just going to press down on my edges and all my flaps. So there we go, and then obviously just push all your bits into the middle And then you've got your 6-pointed star box, and just put some ribbon around it. Little tip, when you're threading ribbon, don't, especially this sort of ribbon, this sort of box, because the holes are quite small, you don't want a chunky ribbon, because you end up with that, you end up with this big stodgy bow. Doesn't really tie properly, just looks a bit messy. So this is a much nicer, thinner ribbon. And so what I've done on the end, so I've just taken a pair of scissors, cut it at an angle, and then I've just used a lighter just to burn the edge. And then not only have you then not got a fraying ribbon, but you've also got a nice point to be able to thread through. So, nice edge, nice pointy bit, because it's quite fiddly, this bit. And then when you put it through, it's not going to fray. And then you just need to do your little bow. Oh, it's all around, don't I? It's one of those days today. Things aren't going according to plan. But we will carry on anyway. Right, so let's just get this bow a little bit neater. There we go. Obviously that's too long, so I'm going to snip it and trim it again. But that's the general idea anyway. So let's just snip it. Obviously be careful not to set fire to your box that you've just made, because that would be tragic and very dangerous. So that wouldn't be a good idea. That's the sort of day I'm having, to be fair. That's the sort of thing that could happen. But anyway, there we go. Right, so let's just do this bit here. There we go. Like I said, don't set fire to your box or your fingers. There. And there you have it. That's the 6-pointed star box. Yeah, it's quite sweet in 6. So you could do 6-pointed or 5-pointed. I will, hopefully, by the time you watch this video, I will have got the template online. Okay, so 6-pointed or 5-pointed. Little family of them, look. How sweet. There we go. So I hope you found that useful, and I hope you'll have a go yourself. I hope the instructions are okay. Apologies for the last little video and the nightmare I had, and I will try and somehow get some kind of camera that works up. Because having a selfie stick suspended in a vase above your work area is not the best, but it's not, you know, it's okay. It's done alright. Anyway, have fun, and see you next time.